Hello everyone and welcome back to my picks for the top 10 saddest Disney moments. This is the second half of the video where I discuss 4 through 1, and if you haven't seen the first part of the video where I discuss 10 through 6, I will leave a link in the description for you to go and watch that now. Alright, so let's continue the list. Alright, here we go. You know you're getting to the big ones when we're getting this low on the list. My number 4th choice is Carl and Ellie's marriage montage from Up. A lot of times, the saddest part in the movie will come at the end or at the climax of the movie, but not this one. This one basically rips your heart out the first few minutes of the movie. You invest yourself in these small children that grow up to love each other and get married, and then you get taken along their life journey to not being able to have kids, to finding a new dream of going to Paradise Falls. But as is life, things happen and they constantly had to break into the fund a little bit to pay for bits and pieces. You see them finally grow old with each other, and it's incredibly sad to find that they never lived out their dream, and right when that dream's about to come true, disaster strikes. Up is an incredible movie and was even nominated for Best Film at the Oscars, and this montage is definitely one of the reasons that this movie was so fantastic, and that was the reason why it had to be on my list.
Woody? What's he doing in there?
My 3rd choice is when Andy gives his toys away at the end of Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 is an incredible film and was also nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars.
Now, Woody, he's been my pal for as long as I can remember. He's brave, like a cowboy should be, and kind and smart. But the thing that makes Woody special is he'll never give up on you. Ever. He'll be there for you, no matter what. You think you can take care of him for me? Okay then.
I grew up watching Toy Story and Toy Story 2, and so I felt very close to the characters and I related to Andy a lot. And by the time I was older and this movie came out, I was so down to go see it, but I knew it had to come to a sad ending because, like all of us, we all eventually have to grow up and outgrow the things that we used to love. The ending is really sad and incredibly meaningful when we see Woody wave bye to Andy for the last time, and we see Andy react to it, and we even see him say thank you. And then we see the last shot of the toys as they say goodbye to someone who they loved and loved them for so long.
So long, partner.
My number 2 is when Sully leaves Boo in Monsters Inc.
Boo. Boo.
Monsters Inc. is a movie I watched a lot as a kid, and this particular scene always kind of reminded me of how I felt whenever I would get distracted and I'd go look for my parents and I found
Come
that
here,
they left for
you.
work, and I just got really sad. And Boo doesn't help anything to make it any less sad, because in the beginning she's so happy because she doesn't understand that this goodbye is the last goodbye.
Nothing's coming out of your closet to scare you anymore, right? Yeah.
We've seen her grow throughout this movie, and she's not afraid of monsters anymore.
Kitty has to go.
Boo came into Sully's life and turned his whole world upside down. Suddenly, he didn't care about things like work because this little girl was so important to him because he grew so close to her. And in the end, Boo is sad and confused because she doesn't understand the complexity of the situation. She gets up, runs to the closet, thinks that she's gonna see Kitty again, but all we're left with is this.
Boo. Kitty.
Disney has given us many sad moments, and it'd be impossible to fit how I feel about each and every single one of them. So here's a list of some honorable mentions that didn't quite make the list.
Evangeline, like that too.
No, please, Ralph! No! Stop it! Stop it!
You've always been there for me. You've never given up on me.
I remember it. I do. It's there. I know it is because when I look at you, I can feel it. And I look at you and I'm home. Please. I don't want that to go away. I don't want to forget.
My number 1 saddest Disney moment is when Widow Tweed leaves Todd. This movie means a lot to me because I grew up watching this movie over at my grandma's house, and the Widow Tweed reminds me a lot of her. Generous, compassionate, but also firm and assertive.
Met, it seems, such a short time ago. You looked at me, needing me so. Yet from your sadness, our happiness grew. And I found out I needed you too.
This is one of those scenes that almost makes me bawl every single time I see it.
I recall.
And this is another example of a character being really happy and not knowing that what lies ahead is really disappointing.
And now I find we're both alone. Goodbye may seem forever. Farewell is like the end. But in my heart's the memory. And there will always be.
The reason I've always been so close to Disney movies is because I did watch a lot of those movies at my grandma's house. And now that she's gone, it makes me real happy and close whenever I watch them. And this particular movie, in this particular scene, is one of the best examples that I can think of. And whenever I feel sad, I will always remember this quote.
Goodbye may seem forever, farewell is like the end, but in my heart's a memory, and there you'll always be.
Ever wonder why you feel...
Thank you guys so much for watching. That was really a doozy. Let me know if you guys are interested in me continuing this series on exploring the other emotions. And also, go see Inside Out. It was a really good movie. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. Well, thank you very much for your time. See you next time.
That's when sadness takes over. This is Sadness. With a caring touch and a kind heart, Sadness leaps into action to let you... I said Sadness leaps into action. Sadness? Oh, Sadness.